Well, there are acting jobs out there, Octavia, and there are acting jobs. And this role obviously looked like something extremely special, and you're closely connected to it. So what challenges did you face in performing for a role that was more or less written for you?
Well, a role that's written for you or inspired by you is still not you. So the challenges are still the same. I had to basically submerge in Minnie's reality, the time period in which she lived and the limitations basically of her life. So yeah, there were a lot of challenges, but the beauty of doing this role was that I was doing it under the auspices of my dear friend. So if I, didn't go the right way, he was there to guide.
Mm-hmm.
She let me have it.
She did.
So what sort of an edge did it give you having grown up in the Deep South?
I would say it gave me the edge of understanding Southerners and understanding the blemish that is somehow only relegated to the South when it comes to the civil rights era and bigotry. But I think it's something that plagues this entire country. So I am of the subsequent generation after the civil rights movement. So I can't say that I had any insight there, but I am definitely a Southern woman, and I am I'm her biggest fan. Let's just say that.
Right. Now, Tate, when you went to work on Catherine's novel, developing it for the screen, was there any part of the book that proved particularly challenging to do in a film format?
Well, there's one. There's a funny moment in the novel with an intruder, let's just say. For those who have not read the book, an intruder who does not have clothing on, who comes to Celia's house, which is one of my favorite parts. But I just couldn't figure out a way to make it work into the movie. So unfortunately, Minnie and Celia's friends not on the screen. But the rest of it, it was such an embarrassment of riches, her novel. It wasn't so much a challenge to figure out what was going to make it and what wasn't. It was how am I going to get everything in there, whether I allude to it or it's a look or a location, and that's what I tried to do. I love the book like everyone else.
Yeah. Now, it was a dream cast. I mean, look at the depth of talent in that cast. And this is your second feature film to direct, I think.
Yeah.
So were you intimidated at all working with all that talent day in and day out?
I'm really not. I came up as an actor, and I'm still an actor, and I love actors. I think actors are the key to any good movie. They're the people saying your words, and when they have ideas and thoughts, you want to listen to them. So I'm an actor's director, so I found comfort with my performers more than I did my crew, because I know what they're going through.
Is there something refreshing about bringing a story to life where the male characters just sort of fade into the background and it's mostly driven by women?
Well, I don't know if it's refreshing. I just think it's so interesting how accurate that was. I did some research and spoke to people in Mississippi, and they said absolutely. There's a scene where Hilly's husband, when Yul May is trying to get some money, to borrow some money, and he just exits, and that was quite accurate. That's how it was in the South. I don't think people know that this was a female-dominated dynamic, the help. And the children and the men really just went to work and just knew that they were going to come home and there was going to be some food on the table. They didn't know who was going to do it, but it better be there. And so it was so cool in her novel it's that way, and then when it bring it to life, I'm like, this is really a female-driven story, and it's historically accurate that is the case.
Mm-hmm. Octavia, you worked with Bryce Dallas Howard. She is scary in this film, let me just say, and she has this icy cold stare. Were you put off by her at all when she got into character on this?
Well, the funny thing about Bryce is I had a heart. Well, Bryce and Emma and all of these young women, but particularly Bryce, because she's so quiet and sweet and just thoughtful, just wonderful person. And I kept thinking, oh my God, I cannot hang out with these guys because how am I going to hate her? And then Tate said action, and Bryce disappeared, and Hilly showed up, and it was very easy to hate her. But yeah, Bryce and Hilly are so not anywhere near each other that it was wonderful to love to hate her, actually.